Hey guys, this is Stork and thanks for watching this tutorial. Today I'm going to cover a topic that I see entirely too many people failing at. The medic is a key ingredient in any squad or team. He allows you to hold your ground, push forward, and generally do better. This tutorial will give you some insight as to how to become that combat medic that will keep your team alive and maintain that position or continue that push. As a medic, you need to have the ability to be agile. The goal should be to get in and get out quick to get the revive. The first tip I can give you is try not to sprint and revive. If you or your team did not clear the threat right after your teammate was killed, simply sprinting to him and hitting the paddles will slow you down and ultimately put you in defenseless danger for a second or two. To prevent the slowdown that comes with getting the revive, you need to go airborne. Just before you reach the target player, you need to jump. Be sure to have switched to the defibs right before you jump. Right before hitting the ground, which should be directly on or just before the revive target, you want to hit the defibs. Make sure you initiate the revive before you hit the ground, otherwise it may not work. While the revive animation is going, hit the sprint again and switch to your weapon. It is all one fluid motion that keeps you on pace so you can get to cover or defend your teammate. An interesting thing to point out is that there are circumstances that will not allow you to get the revive. There are some of these circumstances that you can alter so that you can get the revive. If there is a med pack or an ammo pack on or right next to the downed soldier, you may not be able to revive him. If you shoot the pack, it will clear the obstruction and allow you to get the revive. Now this part of the game is twofold. If you have just killed an enemy soldier and you do not want him to be revived, just throw your med pack on him. The only way that I have found to make this a certainty is to get it directly on his chest. He then will not be able to be revived by his teammates unless they happen to know how to get around it. Let's talk about some functionality. To get the most out of any kit, you need to use all the tools you have been given or unlocked. The med pack is one of the best things a soldier can have on the battlefield. If you or your team has just won a skirmish, some healing will almost always need to take place. If you happen to not be paying attention to the health bars above your team's heads, listen for them to call out for a medic. Be there for them, and they will stay alive to be there for you. Now, if you don't want to use the med pack and you would like to try something different, use the M320. However, I do not recommend using the grenade launcher if you plan to be a team player. The clips you are watching is of me going to town with some M320 Smoke. If used strategically, you can give yourself and your team enough time to get out of the threatened area. In most cases, if a teammate is down, that area will be threatened. The idea behind using smoke is simple. The enemy will have a much lower chance of seeing you if there is smoke around you or smoke around them. My recommendation would be to get smoke directly on or in front of the enemy that has just gotten the kill. Circumstances, however, do not always allow for this. You should quickly go through a simple process of elimination. Can I get the smoke on the enemy? Do I know what direction to cut off with the smoke? And what should be the last resort? Screw it, I'm smoking the body. Smoking directly on the body can certainly cause confusion for the player you have just revived. You should only really try to do this in close quarter situations where you are surrounded, or by smoking on the body, you also smoke the enemy. One last thing to point out, if you have a grenade, that can also buy you some time to get the revive. If an enemy is behind cover and peeking that corner, a grenade at his feet should get him behind that cover long enough for you to get your teammate back. Well, I think that's about everything I wanted to cover in today's tutorial. If you would like to see a specific tutorial, just leave it in the comments section. I'll be happy to take suggestions and will be even more happy to help out a subscriber. If you haven't already, there will be a link at the end of this video to my last tutorial on maneuvering in close quarters. Until next time, this has been Stork.
Till this world